Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Magnus Blog, and I'm here with two of a band that fucked the law and fucked the law as clashed it before, as only. Here's Masked Intruder, blue and green. First of all, thanks for giving me the interview. You fine?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm great.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. The first question is: for a long time, you denied that you're being guilty of intruding other people's houses. Now the first song on your record is "I Fought the Law." This kind of that you admit that you intruded other people's houses, or you still say no, they faked our DNS.
Yeah, they faked our DNA. That's definitely what happened. It's a true story that I fought the law, and the law did beat the shit out of me. But that's not because I'm like a weak person. It's just that there's a lot of police officers out there. So even if you could beat up one police officer, here comes another two, and they beat you up real bad. So you better not fighting them at all. So yeah, we would still say that we are innocent, of course.
You're innocent, but you got outnumbered.
Yeah, it's like we're innocent, but sometimes it's like the cops don't even care almost, you think, they just see you like, oh, they're so discriminating. They're like, oh, he's wearing a mask. He must be guilty. And I'm like, that's discriminatory. And also, yeah, there's only 4 of us and there's like a ton of them. So, it's not fair.
It's like racial profiling.
Okay. It's your second tour through Europe. And what problems you get as a former villain to get out of the US for a tour? Are there problems? And in general, what problems get the 4 former villains or the 4 former intruders at the moment at this tour?
Well, actually, to get out of the U.S. is pretty easy. They're happy to get rid of us, I think it's not just because we're criminals, but I think it's because we're a pop punk band, They're like, yeah, get the fuck out of here, Come back here a hardcore band or something, that people like or whatever. But we're like, whatever, we like love songs. It's more tricky to get into a country. But we got tricks for that, We sneak in a lot of the time. Otherwise, we got like a note from our doctor saying that we can't remove our masks or whatever. So it's like, it's all right.
Okay, and it's no problem for you to get your whole equipment? Like, I think you need stuff for your job as a musician, but also you need some stuff for your job as an intruder. So how you do this with sneak into a country and get all of your stuff here?
We can compromise pretty good, yeah, of course, Red don't have his crowbar when he's here, but, you just make do with what you got, allegedly.
Yeah, you improvise, like that show MacGyver. You ever see that show MacGyver?
Yeah, sure.
He was like an inspiration to us, You could use anything, really, if you're like clever enough, like you want to break into a house and all you got is like a piece of paper and some bubble gum, like no problem. Fold up the piece of paper, chew the bubble gum, pick up a rock, throw it through the window.
Okay, and on the other side, what is great on touring through Europe as former innocent intruder from the US?
Well, the people here are really nice. That's one thing, and the shows have been really cool. The ladies are pretty, We love the German ladies are beautiful. We were just in Spain. The Spanish ladies are beautiful. So we have a really good time over here. We love coming over here. Yeah.
Okay, you mentioned that the US likes to get rid of you because you're a pop punk band, but now. It's just about the music, not about the lyrics. Also, Blink-182 is starting a new tour. There's Reviver, who are getting more and more famous. Of course, you benefit in kind of this new acceptance to pop punk, especially in squads with Reviver and you. I never seen pop punk bands before in a squad, except you last year at Haus Meinisch or Reviver at Haus Meinisch. So, how you see this development of music and punk rock, that there's not less hardcore, but there's also more acceptance for pop punk?
Well, it's good. I like it. It's kind of a new thing for us because we were never doing this stuff until now. And, things are good. We're glad to be a part of it, certainly.
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with with, you know, they're just a interesting sort of new currents in pop punk that people are responding to and find, you know, that's important. There was definitely some time in the 90s where pop punk just got boring because all the bands kind of ended up sounding the same and they were all just cannibalizing each other's sound, you know. So I mean, we, you know, that's probably why people stopped liking it. But there's a lot of cool bands now.
Okay. I mentioned the last question that you played at Haus Meinusch. It's nearly 1 year ago now. It was it was not the last, but the second last show of your European tour. Today you're playing at the Kreativfabrik in Wiesbaden. What is a bit bigger venue? Like Haus Meinusch fits 70 people, here fits 100 or something like this. You played also at Kreuzrock, for example. What are the specials of the different stages, and what you personally, not as a band, but you personally enjoy most?
I mean, I like things about the big shows and I like things about the small shows. You know, a show like Großrock, or when you play a big festival like we just did Reading and Leeds, you know, it's cool. Like, there's a lot of people there. But also, it's really fun to play the smaller shows because it's a lot more like the energy between the crowd and the band is like it's very intimate, you know, and that's pretty fun too. Because we're the kind of band that we like to interact with the crowd a lot and really get the room working and get down in the audience and, like, you know, so playing small shows like this is a lot of fun. It's probably my favorite, I guess. But, you know, then again, the big shows are cool too.
So, Green, what's with you? You like and more the festivals or like the small ones also?
Yeah, I'm pretty much right on there with Blue. You know, it's like, plus, you know, like, there's a lot of people at the big shows, so, you know, there's a lot more ladies there. But also, when you're playing the smaller shows, it's easier to, like, you know, like, find the ladies.
Yeah, but unfortunately, it's still hard to talk to them.
Especially when you're masked. Because they won't recognize, the good thing, they won't recognize you. Doesn't matter if it's a boy or a girl, but the next day they won't recognize you if you just go.
Well, yeah, well, we'll still be wearing a mask, so they probably would recognize us.
Oh, okay. About your new record, Fat Wreck released all your songs on YouTube. They streamed everyone.
Yeah.
For one, there was a lyric video. Was it up to you to say, okay, please stream the whole album, or was it Fat Wreck who said, okay, we're going to stream it? Because other labels I know, they only stream on YouTube 1 or 2 songs and then go and buy the rest of it. But now it's like you can listen, and if you like, buy it.
Yeah, I think it's cool. You know, they didn't ask us before they did it, but we're fine with it. You know, I mean, I like having people being able to access the music and or access the music rather. And, you know, I feel like people would either, you know, buy it if they like it, you know, or they at least come to see us play live, you know. But I want people to be able to hear it. The main reason that we're in a band, you know, is basically because we want pretty girls to hear the music and to fall in love with us. So.
Okay, so you would say these people as crime specialists,
Yeah.
what you are, but not guilty.
Allegedly.
You would say all these music industry guys who say that it's stealing to stream songs on YouTube, that's bullshit?
Well, I mean, if it's on YouTube, that's kind of what it's for, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, obviously there's like stealing with the internet. I don't know. I'm not too good with the internet. But, you know, that's the thing, too. People stealing music on the internet. And, you know, they shouldn't do that. But, you know, that's why you just put it out there on YouTube. And it's like, still, you know, it's YouTube. You can't always use YouTube. So, you know, if you really want to be able to, you know, really hear the music real good and, like, whenever you want, you go out and buy the record.
That's a word. What is more worthwhile, being a punk band on Fat Wreck, or it's being a full-time Intruder?
Yeah. Well, you know, a lot of people will say that crime doesn't pay, but crime does actually pay pretty good.
Like you see at Wall Street or Frankfurt?
Yeah, you make more money as a criminal, I think, but people like you more as a band, you know, because when like you come out on stage and people are cheering or whatever, You know, when people come home and you're stealing their stuff, you know, they're not very happy about it. You know, they're more like, hey, get the fuck out of my house, you know? And you're like, hey, that makes me feel really bad, you know? That's like hurts my feelings. Like, I'm just trying to do my job here. So it's, you know, it's different. There's pros and cons, you know, and we're cons, but we're pro cons.
But so you maybe made your mind about changing the business, like the masked gun sellers or something like this, where you can get a shitload of money and the government will love you also.
That sounds dangerous. I don't want to sell no guns. That's too much, you know.
In Germany, you can sit behind your desk and sell it to the Iraq or to Saudi Arabia, and nobody cares.
Well, really, I didn't know. I didn't know that. You know, like still, that's dangerous. I'd rather, you know, just like, you know, sometimes you need a sandwich, so you go get one and maybe borrow somebody else's food, whatever.
Because they're gonna use them to kill each other, you know. Like we prefer victimless crimes, you know, like stealing.
Okay. Your tour will be finished in 2 weeks, if I'm right. 2 weeks?
No, more like 3 weeks.
Okay. What are the next crime sprees or stuff with your band you're going for, and how would like your final coup as an intruder and as a band?
Oh well, I mean, as far as what we got coming up, like after this tour, we'll be going home, and then we got some time where we're not playing shows, so we'll probably do some crimes, you know, allegedly. And then we're going on tour with a band called Foxy Shazam, which we're pretty excited about. That'll be in the United States in November. And then, of course, just before that, we play Gainesville Fest, which is always, you know, a great time. It's like one of the best parties of the year, if not the best party of the year. So, but what would we like our final coup to be? I mean, like, that's difficult, you know? I think, personally, I would like to, like, release a perfect record and then make out with Kirsten Dunst and then make out with Zooey Deschanel and then get, like, shot to death by Arnold Schwarzenegger from Predator.
Okay, what up with you? Your final coup?
Oh, I don't know. That sounds pretty close, but for me, maybe like Olivia Munn instead of Zooey Deschanel. Yeah. Sorry, Aaron Rodgers, but you know how it is.
Okay, last question. I like to ask this question because I think it's telling something about the psycho of your interview partners. And, of course, you're the first real in-guilty villains I ever interview. So you are villains. If you can choose, which superhero, Marvel, DC, doesn't matter, Top Cow, would be your arch nemesis and why?
Oh, that's a really good question. I would hope it was not Superman because he's too powerful. You know, he would just fly over and just beat the shit out of me. I would like to have an arch nemesis that was like a really weak, inept superhero, like maybe Aquaman. Cause like whatever, I'm just not gonna go in the water, you stupid piece of shit. Like yeah, whatever. He's like, hey, stop stealing that stuff, and I'm like, why don't you fucking send a dolphin after me, you pussy?
Okay, what's with you?
Oh, I was gonna say like maybe like Ant-Man because he's real small. Like what's he gonna do? You know, you just step on him because he's like an ant. Oh.
Yeah, that's a problem. But if you step on him, he's so strong that he will break your leg.
Oh, really? He can grow like giant size. Oh, well, why the hell is his name Ant-Man? That doesn't make any sense.
Because he's strong like an ant. Like that, he can. He's
strong. Have you ever seen him?
Yeah, they can carry the tens of their own weight.
Yeah, and they're tiny. So who cares? Pfft, I weigh way more than them. Like at least 100 times.
Yeah, that's true. Like if you went to Subway, and then you ordered like a large sub, and then they gave you a small one, and you were like, hey, this is small, and they were like, well, I'm small, and it was like a small person making a sub, you'd be like, I don't give a shit, like I'm big, so give me a big sandwich, you know. But like an ant, it's like it's small, like whatever. But I don't know, Ant-Man sounds more dangerous than Aquaman.
That's true. Yeah, although you know, like I'd like to say maybe like the Hulk because he's green. Well, at least one of the Hulks is green, the original. And, you know, I'm green, so, like, maybe we start out as enemies, but then we start getting along real good. And I bet he could pull off some real good crimes because he's so big and strong, too.
Yeah, he could take all the bullets the police going to shoot on you, and you're taking whatever you want.
And plus, She-Hulk is a lawyer. so she could help out too. And total babelicious, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. This was an awesome answer. You got some last words for the audience? Something like to the 5 viewers I got.
Yeah, legalize crime.
Okay. Thank you very much. This was Magnus Blog with Masked Intruder. Next time it will be Metallica, and we talk about the Texas to the Autobahn from the CSU. So, goodbye.